to achieve more in your life quickly and to really, really live the life that you really want. So today is the first cast of the new year, and I'm really excited to be here to talk to you. I think this week we're going to focus on how to be more productive, time management. There was a question last week on time management I'll get to later this week, so stay tuned for that. But I really wanted to say, if we're going to think about time management later, we really need to get clear on what we want right now out of life, out of everything. So, really, because if you're not clear on the outcomes you're going after, it's really hard to know when to say yes to things, when to say no to things, how to keep distraction from impacting what you're going out there and doing every day. So, I hope this new year's been really good for you. It's been mixed for me. I'll just share this real quick before we get into really figuring out what's important, because I think it ties into it. But I found out yesterday that I had an uncle that passed away from COVID, and it didn't really need to be that way, I feel. And I don't know where you stand on this, but it's frustrating and sad and infuriating when, he lives in Wisconsin or lived in Wisconsin, and just the amount of lack of care for the fellow human beings. Like, you can do very minimal things to minimize the impact of this pandemic on others by just simply wearing a mask, right? And for whatever reason, that's a huge, huge political lever, a huge political point. And it doesn't need to be, right? When we talk about being clear on what's important, what's really important here is how we care about other people and how we care about strangers and how we care about how our actions ripple in society, right? A lot of people here are here because they want to do good in the world, I think, right? I think that's why you join me, is you want to be a better person. You want to do greater good works out in the world. And this whole idea of, I can't wear a mask because of personal freedoms, right? Is really just saying I'm off the hook for responsibility for my actions and how they impact other people. So I guess that's a little bit more of my frustration coming out than I mean to normally on this. But yeah, it's been hard. Other than that, the new year started out pretty well with friends around a fire, getting ready to start the new year fresh. But had some sad news too, so I thought I'd share that. And I know if you've had family impacted by COVID, just know there's a huge group of folks out there that have that same experience, and you're not alone. And you can always, if you need to talk, just direct message me, and we can talk about that. But yeah, not the best news to turn the new year, but have to move on. So it reminds me that family is important, relationships are important, that the stuff that we are doing or trying to accomplish, like, we're on a clock. We really need to make the most of the time we have. We need to make 2021 the best year it possibly can going forward, even if we have, grief and sorrow and anger and all the emotions that go around with it in our hearts. So that's the first thing. What is important to you, and what do you want to focus on this year? I really want to connect more with family and friends, and I really want to, on my business side, have a greater impact with the people that I can help, just personally. But have you thought through what you want this year to be? Like, this year, do you have a good idea on what will make you happier? Like, what makes you happy, and what will make you happier if you got more of it done or you did more of it this year? I think that's a really important question, because when we know what makes us happy, what we know can carry us forward, then we know what we should be doing, right? And part of, we'll get to talking about this with time management, is if you're always doing things that you don't love, it's going to be really hard to manage your time. So I'll throw that out there as a little lead into what we'll talk about later this week again. But it's also like your own well-being, right? I probably would be more of a mess right now if I didn't know what was, what gave me happiness. and had been storing that up before I heard this terrible news. So that's kind of the tactical importance of it, just from a psychology standpoint. But so again, what do you do? What are you doing? Is it are you clear on what makes you happy and what you got to do to get more of that in your life? And if you do, awesome. If not, it's worth the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes journaling on it, okay? The second question I have for you today in the new year is, what is going to matter the most to your family? Because sometimes, we have things that bring us joy, that bring us alive, that bring us that sense of purpose. And there's things that we have to do to take care of the kids, to take care of our spouses, to take care of parents or families that are sick, or family members that are sick. So, what do you have planned this year? What do you have planned this month, right? To bring you joy, to take care of your family, or what's going to help them out the most. Because if you're clear on those 2 points, that's a really great starting point for how you make decisions, how you say no to distractions, how do you get into your performance and level up. So, again, the 2 questions are, what's going to make you feel happier this year? What's going to matter the most to your family? And then, do you have a plan to get it done? So is it on the calendar? Do you know the steps you need to accomplish in order to make that a reality in your life this week, this month, this year? All that kind of good stuff. So if you have any questions on clarity, let me know. You can always go to SeanButler.com/coaching. I am right now running a New Year, New You coaching bundle that I've been talking about quite a bit. You can find out more there, but essentially it's 3 months of coaching and then the New Year's Revolution implementation workshop on the 16th of this month, which I'm really, really excited about. And I'd love to see you there. And you can qualify for that bonus, which is like $2,000 on its own, if you sign up at SeanButler.com/coaching, do the questionnaire and make the call, right? If you are willing to put in the work, I want you at the workshop so that we can make sure that you are clear on 4 big areas in your life. Get that clarity, since we're kind of talking about that. And so that you know what you need to do in your career, with your health, with your relationships, with your general well-being, and you have a plan to accomplish all those this coming year. So it's going to be really awesome. Again, SeanButler.com/coaching. And later this week, I'll be talking about how to manage your time, since that was a question from you guys. And I always love hearing your questions, and it helps me make sure that I'm making the biggest impact with you, and stuff that is actionable and helpful to everyday folks like us, like me. So, all right, guys, that said, Happy New Year. Go forth, get clarity on what you need to get done this month, this week, this year. If you need help, again, go to SeanButler.com/coaching. We'll get you hooked up there. There's a free video there on what people struggled with a lot last year. And since we might have some hangover with that, that's a really cool thing to just go and check out too. And that said, guys, take care. See you tomorrow.